So, we are all set to start the discussion on how to read NCERT books in the beginning during preparation for a rock solid foundation. And once we will complete the discussion on how to read NCERT books, then I am going to take up for discussion how to read newspapers. And these two are the most vital and critical component, at least in the beginning of the preparation. Newspaper reading is going to be the critical component of your preparation since the day you start the preparation till you qualify, and not only till you qualify, after your selection, if you continue with your habit of reading newspapers properly, it will help you grow and develop yourself as an extraordinary civil servant as well. Okay, so first we will start with the discussion on how to read NCERTs, how to read NCERT books. And you all must read 6th to 12th standard NCERT books, more than 30 in number. We will be sharing with you all the list of NCERT books, and we have listed these NCERT books on the basis of content and the overlapping with the content with the syllabus prescribed by UPSC. So you all must read NCERT books in the beginning of the preparation. And if you read NCERT books in the beginning of the preparation, that will lead to creation of a rock solid foundation. What I am finding these days, that some of the institutes and even some aspirants have started undermining the importance of NCERT book reading in the beginning of the preparation, giving example from the kind of questions being asked in the prelims and main. One thing you need to understand, that you all come from very diverse academic background. And since you come from very diverse academic background, you have to put some efforts in the beginning in different module and sections or subjects for creation of a strong foundation. What my experience says, that people when will plan studying polity, immediately they will pick Indian Polity and Constitution by Lakshmikant. Some will pick, D.D. Basu. Some will pick MP Singh. Some will pick Subhash Kashyap. Some will pick some other standard books. But their basics concept in polity is very weak. If you ask students the difference between governance and administration, many of them may not be able to answer. If you ask them cardinal principle of justice system in India, they may not be able to answer. If you ask even more fundamental, what's the difference between republic and democracy, some may struggle. Similarly, when it comes to economics, different students will pick up different book to study economics. Some may pick up Rudra Dutt and Sundaram, Indian Economy by Rudra Dutt and Sundaram. Some will pick up Uma Kapila. Some will pick up a spectrum book. Some will pick up a book authored by Ramesh Singh in Indian Economy. And like this, there are many. The list is very long. But when they will start studying economics, their foundation is weak. If you ask them very simple question, that what is the difference between real GDP and nominal GDP, they may not be able to tell you. If you ask them simple question, what's the difference between money and currency, Some will struggle. What is the difference between monetary policy and fiscal policy? Some will struggle. What's the difference between GDP and GNP? Many will struggle. But then they are studying what? Indian economy by some good author. And when they will start studying the subject, they will say, yes, subject tough. Final conclusion क्या होगा? Subject tough है. Why they develop such feel that this subject is tough or that subject is tough or this module is tough or that module is tough? Despite I reading these many books, I am not able to solve questions in prelims. I am not able to write good answer in main exam because their foundation is weak. So, it is neither wise nor advisable that you should skip the foundation. You have to strengthen the foundation in the beginning of the preparation. And for strengthening the foundation, the best thing you can do is to read NCERT books from 6th to 12th standard. I would say somewhere around 35-36 NCERT books, mostly humanities subjects. And if you will read these NCERT books in the beginning, in different module of general studies, it will help you, support you in creating a rock solid foundation. There is an age-old saying that how high you want to reach in life, that depends on foundation. How strong is the foundation? If you are planning to take up civil service exam conducted by UPSC and to crack this exam in the very first attempt, this will depend heavily on how strong is the foundation. And if you want to strengthen the foundation, you will have to study, you will have to read NCERT books in the beginning. And when you will read NCERT books, it's not that you will be strengthening the foundation in different modules, but you will also gift yourself an opportunity to improve your language. When you will start studying NCERT books, you will notice, you will find that the language is simple yet powerful. The way content is presented in NCERT book, you will fall in love with the presentation. The sentence formation, the choice of words, the visual impact which it is going to generate in your mind when you will read the content. Hats off to the team who have created this wonderful content. And these NCERT books are the end result of intense brainstorming, discussion among the most reputed authors in this country. Other book what you are studying is the end result of effort of one individual. But NCERT book is not the end result of efforts of one individual, a team, 20 people. Year long they will sit together, they will discuss, and finally they will decide that for a 8th standard and a 10th standard and a 12th standard students, what kind of content should be prescribed. So creation of rock solid foundation is the first benefit of reading NCERT books. Significant improvement in your language is the second benefit. And third, that you will learn how to comprehend when you will read NCERT books. Your ability to comprehend, your skills to comprehend your ability to read and reflect upon, your abilities to read and think on, your abilities to read and take your thoughts deeper, by default will get sharpened when you read NCERT books. But when it comes to reading NCERT books, I am going to discuss the strategy with which you must read NCERT books. And if you will follow that strategy, I can give you on bond paper the kind of benefit which you will get, otherwise you may not get. The effort which you are going to put will get fully rewarded. But for that, meticulously, very religiously, you will have to stick to the strategy which I am going to share with you all. And I hope all of you will stick to that strategy. Yes or no? Please stick to this strategy. You will get, immense benefit. Okay. So first thing, right? First thing, those who have already read some NCERT books, even they should revise again once those NCERT books which they have already completed during initial days of preparation on their own, even before joining institute. So those who have read, for them, revision. And those who have not read, they have to read the way I am going to suggest. Okay. So I have already suggested that at least initial 3 months in your preparation, there must be a dedicated slot for reading NCERT books or for preparation of forthcoming test. For test preparation, there must be a dedicated slot. Okay. So 3 months, I want that 2.5 hours slot should be there for reading NCERT books. Okay, reading NCERT books. And by reading NCERT book, you are making yourself prepare for forthcoming weekly test as well. Right. And this is what should be the important component of the strategy for those who are driven by the target IAS 2023. So through 2023, if you want to get into IAS, this is what should be the strategy. Those who are going to take up exam, maybe in 2024, right? What they should do? They should complete the reading in 3 months, and immediately after completing the reading in 3 months, first round of revision in 2 months. So for them, reading and revision. Okay. So first round of revision, and this should be stretched over the period of 2 months. So they should dedicate 5 months. Okay. Those who are operating from what space? That I have to take up the first attempt in 2024. I have to crack the exam in 2024. And in the very first attempt, I have to get a rank which is supportive of getting me into Indian Administrative Service. Okay. For such candidates or aspirants, first 5 months should be for reading NCERT through a 2.5 hour dedicated slot in their daily schedule, and first 3 months they must complete the first round of reading, and next 2 months they should revise once the NCERT books which they have studied. Okay, now how to read NCERT book. Okay, now how to read NCERT book. First thing, that you should study NCERT book subject wise. Okay, you should study NCERT book subject wise. You should not study NCERT book class wise, that let me complete all 6th class NCERT books and then I will take up 7th standard NCERT books and thereafter 8th and thereafter 9th. No. If you are reading NCERT book, first take up history, then you read 6th to 12th history NCERT, then you may pick up geography, then you should read 6th to 12th all geography NCERT books, then you may pick up polity. You can read 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th polity related NCERT books and like that. So rather than reading class wise, you must read subject wise. But within subject or section or module, you should go class wise. If you have taken a call that first I need to complete history, within history, modern history, then you should read all modern history NCERT books. If you have decided that I will now take up ancient history, then all ancient history NCERT books. Polity, then all polity, and when all polity, you should start from 9th standard democratic politics part 1, then 10th standard democratic politics, part 2, and so on and so forth, right? So on and so forth. So what is the rule for the game? First, it should be subject wise, not class wise, but within subject it should be class wise. Within a section it must be class wise. Is this clear? Second thing, that while you are reading NCERT books, no need to make notes. Big no to notes making. Right? Big no to notes making. If you prepare notes on NCERT book, personally I feel that it's a criminal wastage of time. Okay, so there is no need to make notes. Now your question will be, if I am not going to prepare notes, if I am not going to make notes, then how will I revise? And if I have to revise the entire book second time, also it will take the same time. Okay, so my answer to question is no. You don't require same time to revise. You will require 1/4 time to revise the NCERT book, and second revision you may require 1/10 time. Okay, so first thing is no notes making. Okay, then third thing, while you are reading NCERT book, you have to maintain high speed. Very high should be the speed. With speed. Okay, nothing should hold you while reading NCERT books. Nothing should slow you down while reading NCERT books, you have to maintain high speed. Okay. And why you should maintain high speed? There is a logic. There is a very strong argument in support of why you should maintain very high speed. Because you all have studied these books in your school days. And even if you have not studied from CBSE board, similar content you all have studied. Number one. Number two, there is a sea of world difference in the maturity level of a 6th standard student and a student who is preparing for IAS exam. If I tell you that you should recite 26 alphabets in English language, how much time you will take to recite? Less than 30 seconds. But you know, when you were in nursery, you took 1 year to learn those 26 alphabets. Why? Because at that level, your maturity was different, and today your maturity levels are very different. So with the maturity level which you have, what is expected? That you must study these NCERT book with high speed. And ideally, what should be the speed? Any 6th standard NCERT book, any subject, right? Any 6th standard NCERT book, you should complete in 6 hours. 6 hours of reading. And those who read slow, like me, I am a slow reader. Okay, those who read slow, for them, maybe 1 hour addition. So 6 to 7 hours, they should and they must complete. Even those who are studying in 6th standard, how much time they take to complete NCERT reading? In 1 year, they complete all NCERTs of 6th standard. But you know better than me that out of 365 days, schools are open only for 170 days. Summer vacation, winter break, second Saturday, 52 Sundays, and then national holidays, gadgeted holidays, all put together, how many days? Classes in schools? 170, and 170 classes. And what you will find for a particular subject, right? For a particular subject, they will have one period, okay? And that period will be for how much duration? 40 minutes, okay? So history ke liye agar if there is, right? If there is one period every day when the school is there, so they are also completing in 30-40 hours. One NCERT book, 6th standard student is completing in how much time? 30-40 hours. A 6th standard student, if can complete in 30 hours, those who are preparing for IAS, they should complete the same NCERT book in how much time? 6 hours. And those who read a bit slow, they should not take more than 1 hour. Okay. Similarly, 7th standard NCERT book, how much time they should take? 7 hours. And those who read slow, additional 2 hours. Now, why I increased the duration? Because, with a standard going high, depth will be there in the content. Okay. Similarly, 8th standard, 8 hours plus 3 hours. 9th standard, 9 hours plus 4 hours. Maximum. So 9 to 13 hours you should complete any 9th standard book. 10th standard, 10 hours plus 5 hours. 11th standard, 11 hours plus 6 hours. And 12th standard, 12 hours plus 7. So 12 to 19 hours you should complete, right? You should complete any 12th standard NCERT book And let me put it straight to you that 11th and 12th standard, depth is there in the content. Okay, depth is there in the content. And you will find, right, you will find around 30% of questions which they are, right, which they are asking in UPSC prelims exam is from NCERT books. Even today, 30% of the questions. And any other competitive exam at national and state level, if you will take, this will be 40-50%. State PCS, 40 to 50% questions. CAPF exam, 40 to 50% questions. CDS exam, 40 to 50% questions, even today, are from these NCERT books. Some of the questions which they are asking in the main exam, in history, in geography, in science, can be answered directly based on the content given in NCERT books. So you have to study NCERT books in the beginning for creation of rock solid foundation. So class wise, within the subject. Okay, within the subject, it should be class wise. Otherwise, it should be subject wise. And while you are reading NCERT, books, what you have to do? You have to maintain high speed. Okay. And while reading NCERT book, let us for a while assume that there is something which you are struggling to understand. Then what you should do? You should skip and you should move on. That should not become the speed breaker. That should not become the road blocker for you. Okay. You just mark that I need to go deeper into this later, not now. And what you will find that the same content which is in 6th standard is again in 8th standard, but slightly deep. Again, you will find the same content in 10th standard and further deeper. And 12th standard, the same content is very well explained. So if you are struggling to understand at one place, you will get multiple opportunity to understand the concept. And for some reason, if you are not able to understand, even then, no worries, you will understand in the class discussion. But you not understanding a particular concept or a particular paragraph in any chapter of NCERT book should not slow you down, should not hook you. कुछ लोग hooked हो जाता है, उधर ही रुक जाता है, 2 दिन वेस्ट हो गया, because an internal dialogue was generated. ये मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा. Okay, that should not be the case. So while you are studying NCERT book, you have to maintain high speed, and it's, even if you are struggling to understand the concept fully, skip, jump, you will get another opportunity in higher standard textbook to understand the same concept where it is explained with depth. What is given in 10th again is given in 12th. But what is given in 12th is much deeper. Illustrative examples are there. You will understand there. And let us assume the ultimate, that some concept you cannot understand through NCERT reading. No problem. At least you are aware that in this subject, this particular concept, I don't understand well. During the class, you will understand. Your awareness that this is one concept which I am not very comfortable. At that time, when the same concept is being explained in the class, discussed during the class, your alertness, attentiveness level will go high. That awareness in you, that yes, monsoon, I need to understand well. History में Quit India movement, I need to understand well. or partition of Bengal I need to understand well. While reading polity NCERT book, you realize historical underpinning of Indian Constitution is what you are finding tough in NCERT. No problem. When historical underpinning of Indian Constitution will be discussed in the class, at that time, automatically your concentration level will be high, your responsiveness will be of a different nature, your participation will be of a very different nature, your alertness will be high, and through classroom discussion, you will understand everything related with historical underpinning of Indian Constitution. So what I am just trying to say, that something you are finding in NCERT book difficult to understand in the first reading, that should not slow you down. So speed is the key while reading NCERT books. Okay, now speed is the key. For maintaining high speed, I said you should not make notes. Then how you are going to revise? So while you are reading NCERT books, okay, while you are reading NCERT books, you should read NCERT book. Let us say this is one page of NCERT book with one diagram. Okay, and this is how the content is given. This is the way content is given. Let us say this is one page in NCERT book. Okay, so what you should do while you are reading the NCERT book, you should underline. Either you should underline or you should use the highlighters. Key points, key concepts, key facts. Okay, if you are finding something very important in the page, is what you must underline. Okay, underline. Underlining is very important tool. Okay, underlining or highlighting, you can choose on your own. Okay, either you can underline or you can highlight. While reading first time, if you are highlighting, during revision you will underline. Or while reading first time, if you are underlining, then second revision you will be highlighting. Choice is yours. First reading, you can highlight, and second reading you can underline. During revision you can underline. But one big problem is what? When I say that you should underline key points, key concepts, and key facts. Okay, key points, key concept, and key facts. I mean key. Many students, what they will do, they have a natural tendency when they read for the first time any new text, they may find everything important and they will land up underlining more than half of the content in the page. Later, if new student or a fresher will go through their NCERT, they will get thoroughly confused whether the section which is underlined is important or whether what has been left out is more important. इतना underline कर देता है. From black and white pages of NCERT पूरा colorful बना दिया, highlight करके. No, here also you have to stick to one rule. And what is that rule? The underlined or the highlighted section it should never exceed 15%. Right? It should never exceed 15%. Okay. If 300 words are given in the page, if 500 words are given in the page, okay, you have to underline maximum 75 words. If 500 words are there, okay, the text in a particular page is, text in a particular page is, let us assume 500 words. Maximum how many words should be highlighted? 75. It should be in the range of 50 to 75. It should never exceed 15%. Even if you are having a feel that even this is important, that is important, then also what you have to follow, which is most important. Only that I should underline. Only that I should highlight. So you will have to control your emotions while you are highlighting and underlining. You will have to apply break. Okay? You will have to apply break when you are underlining and highlighting, because it's natural that first time when you read something, you may find everything new, everything interesting, everything important. And you will land up underlining too much. You will land up highlighting too much content, and you will make the task of your revision, time consuming and difficult. So what you have to do? You have to underline the most important, right? The most important. And why I am suggesting that you must underline and highlight? Because while you are reading, it will keep you completely enrolled with the topic which you are studying. You know what happened with many students when they start reading NCERT? They will start reading NCERT. They will read within NCERT book, Indian monsoon. First few sentences they are able to read and they are fully enrolled with what they are reading. And next moment kya hoga? Their thoughts will wander. They will start thinking about what they are going to have in the breakfast. Then they will start thinking about, I was expecting a WhatsApp message from someone. That message has not come till now. What could be the possible reason? And lip work में क्या चल रहा है? Monsoon. Mechanism of monsoon. उधर आ गया ITCZ shift northward. उधर आ गया, southeast trade winds will cross the geographical equator. उधर आ गया, Coriolis effect, it will turn rightward in the northern hemisphere. उधर आ गया, it will become southwest monsoon. उधर आ गया jet stream. और thoughts में क्या चल रहा है? Breakfast, WhatsApp message, and then after 2 hours, putting all efforts, what they will conclude? Monsoon as a concept is very difficult to understand. Okay, so why I am suggesting that you should underline and highlight? Because if you underline and highlight, that will keep you awake. Okay, and there is a sea of world difference between reading and active reading. There is a sea of world difference between reading and active reading. What's happening with majority of the student? They are reading, right? They are just reading. And those who, qualify exam, whenever they will sit at their study table, they will indulge themselves into active reading. Okay, active reading means what? The text which they are reading, they are fully enrolled with the topic. They are fully engaged in the act. They are reading, they are thinking, they are reflecting, they are steering their thoughts deeper into what they are reading, and they are gaining, through that time which they are spending. Others, और इसीलिए बहुत बच्चा ना एक very foolish question they will ask whenever they will meet any topper. How much I should read daily? 10 घंटा पढ़ो, 12 घंटा पढ़ो, 8 घंटा पढ़ो, 6 घंटा पढ़ो. Okay, we have seen people have qualified by studying 7-8 hours, 6 hours also. And we have seen students failing after reading 12-13 hours a day. Why? उनका रीडिंग क्या हो रहा है? जस्ट रीडिंग. उनका रीडिंग क्या हो रहा है? जस्ट लिप वर्क चल रहा है, बट थॉट्स कहीं और है while they are reading. Okay, so if you underline and highlight, automatically it will take your concentration level higher. It will keep you awake and it will make your reading transformed into active reading, where you get fully enrolled with the subject which you are reading, the content which you are reading. It will fully engage your thoughts in the topic which you are reading, and therefore underlining and highlighting the text while you are reading is a very important tool to translate your reading into active reading. Is this clear? So you must underline and highlight, but even while you are underlining and highlighting, the underlined and the highlighted section should never exceed 15%. And you can take your concentration level even higher with the second weapon which I am going to give you. So one is underlining and highlighting. Second is, after completing one paragraph, you need to just close your eyes and reflect. What is the most important takeaway from this paragraph? This should be the part of your study. This should be an integral part of your reading. That after reading certain quantity of text, you should think and reflect. And this will sharpen your comprehending skills as well. This will take your concentration level higher. This will take your enrollment with the topic which you are reading deeper. You will get fully enrolled with the topic which you are reading. So what's the way? That after every paragraph, close your eyes for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, reflect what all I understood by reading this paragraph and what is the important takeaway. And whatever is the important takeaway, you should write in your own words at the top or bottom blank space, or the left or the right blank margins which are there. 1 or 2 points you write, right? After thinking, reflecting, brainstorming, comprehending, whatever comes to your mind, that yes, this is one important fact from this page which I should remember for life. This is one concept which I have understood for rest of my life. And then you will find this is a very difficult concept which I have understood now. The possibility of I, forgetting it, and later on, explaining it to others, I may struggle even that. So the top, bottom, left and right blank space in page must be utilized to write something after you comprehend, and you must comprehend after every paragraph, after half page reading, maybe, 30 seconds, 20 seconds reflection, thinking. Okay, this will take your concentration even much higher or deeper. This will take your enrollment with the topic very different level. Okay, so first tool to keep you awake and translate your reading into active reading is what? Underlining and highlighting. And the most effective tool is what? After short paragraph, after a paragraph, after half page, at regular intervals, what you should do? Stop reading, close your eyes, reflect upon, try digging deep within you, that what is one concept which I understood after reading this paragraph? What is the takeaway for me? What is one fact which I should remember forever? What is the concept which I understood completely through this paragraph? And then writing something on the top or in the bottom margin or left or right margin, wherever it is. This is the way you should read what? NCERT books. And once you complete a chapter, then towards the end of the chapter, you will find exercise. And this exercise is must do. This is the third tool which will take your concentration further higher. Okay, so after the end of the chapter, what you will find? Exercise. And you have to do the exercise. Now, this is where you may have difference of opinion with me, and I don't mind. I will accept. But my experience tells me that you should do the exercise in the book itself. Where you should do this exercise? In the book itself. And for objective questions, you should do in the book. Right? Objective questions, if the question is true and false, you write T and F. If the question is match, with the pen you match. If the question is filling the blank, you fill the blank in the book itself. But for descriptive questions, you should use notice stick. What you should use? Notice stick, fluorescent color notice stick. IAS बन गया. अभी तो government offices are in the process of becoming paperless. But even today, when you will visit any DM, DC office, you will find what? 500 files. और सब फाइल में क्या लगा हुआ है? Notice stick. Anyway, you are going to use notice stick next 5-6 years. Even in service, start using the notice stick during preparation. What I feel that what you should do, and on that page, let us say this is the page on which descriptive questions are given. You paste one notice stick. Let's say this is one notice stick which you have pasted, and this is of fluorescent, green color. It's like this. And instead of writing the full length answer for a descriptive question, you should write the synopsis. You should write answer of 5A. And you write that these 3 points you have expanded to write the answer for this question. Use notice stick. Paste the notice stick on that page and write the synopsis for descriptive answer. And the synopsis should be a bit in detail. It should not be just 2 bullet points. Okay. It should be 2-3 full sentence that this is what I would have included in my answer. Okay. So objective questions in the book itself. And descriptive questions again in the book itself by using notice stick, and paste the notice stick properly. Okay, paste the notice stick properly. But I feel that you should do the exercise in the book itself. Some of you who may not find this idea very exciting can do the exercise in the notebook also, copy also, no harm. But I feel that you will get more benefit in less time when you do it in the book. And at the time of revision, you will require even less time. You will only have the burden. To preserve the book itself. Otherwise, you will have the double burden to preserve the book as well as the notebook where you have done the exercise which is given towards the end of the chapter. This is the way in which, this is the manner in which you should read NCERT books. And I will suggest one thing, that while you are reading NCERT books, you should read NCERT book with dual objective. One is to understand the content, and second should be to improve your language. And particularly when you are studying 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th NCERT books, language should also be there in your mind. You should be a bit more cautious about sentence formation, presentation, choice of words, and when you are cautious about presentation, sentence formation, the expression and the choice of words, you will find that how powerfully in simple language concepts are presented to reader or those who are going to read later. So gradually your standard of English language will improve. Dual objective. Now onwards, whatever you do in the name of preparation, you have to do with dual objective. Even when you come for attending sessions, you should listen to topic being discussed in the class. But during discussion, you should also improve your language. If the teacher or the mentor is using some words, some sentence which you are finding powerful, note it down. And that should gradually become the part of your expression as well. Whenever you have to express with pen or tongue, you can use some of those words. You can use some of those, expressions. You can use some of those sentences, and that will bring punch in your expression. That will make your expression powerful. That may bring compactness in your expression. I feel by reading NCERT, you can bring precision in your expression, compactness in your expression, how to say more things in few words. That you can learn when you will study NCERT books, particularly 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. You know what evaluators and examiners expect? The evaluators and examiners expect while evaluating your GS answer, the standard of language should be same which is of NCERT books in 10th and 12th standard. They don't want कि आपका बहुत लिटरेरी साउंड होना है, आपको फ्लावरी इंग्लिश में आपको आंसर लिखना है. नहीं, सिंपल येट पार्ट, compactness, precision, that is something, and this is what you will find in NCERT books. So when you are studying NCERT book, आपको बहुत सारा benefits मिल रहा है. It's not only about strengthening the foundation, but it's also about gifting yourself an opportunity to improve your English language. So I hope you have understood how to study NCERT books. Yes or no? And after studying NCERT books, what you should do? You should take up tests seriously. You must take up those tests which we have scheduled in this batch very seriously. And the way I suggested yesterday, that you must maintain what? Test performance tracker diary. You have to track your performance in different tests, and through that you can identify the struggle zone and the comfort zone in different NCERT books as well. And during revision, a special emphasis to the zone which is a struggle zone for you, and very high speed revision of the zone which is zone of comfort for you. So strategy is the key. In Hindi, I keep on saying, that रणनीति ही निर्णायक है in civil service exam preparation. Stick to the basics. Hold on to fundamentals and enjoy this process. Nothing can stop you from success. You need to become unstoppable during preparation. And challenges will come for sure. Challenges are there in everybody's life. स्ट्रीट में जो लोग रह रहे हैं उनके भी लाइफ में है, प्राइम मिनिस्टर के लाइफ में भी उतना ही चैलेंज है जितना सिविल सर्विस एस्पिरेंट के लाइफ में चैलेंज है. ओनली द नेचर, द फॉर्म, द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक फीचर, द टाइमिंग विल चेंज. ओके, सो challenges will come, but you will deal with those challenges and march on. Problems will arise. You will resolve and move on. And you should not get hooked or stopped by challenges and problems, which definitely will come during your preparation. And challenges and problems of different nature. Okay. But head-on confrontation, defeat them and march on. That is what should be the mindset with which you should be dealing with those problems and challenges. Okay, but reading NCERT books meticulously, seriously, with the strategy which we have discussed can be the game changer in this overall scheme of exam. So I hope you all will, right? I hope you all will study NCERT books the way I have suggested. So this is all about NCERT reading.